Hi everyone. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas, or if you didn't celebrate, I hope you still had a good time. We didn't really do much. We didn't give any gifts to each other. We just don't have it this year. But I wish everyone nothing but the best for the future, and as we approach New Year's, I hope everyone has a successful new year. I know that 23 since 2020 hasn't exactly been the best few years, but you know what? We can make them better and better. But anyway, I came on here to talk a little bit about what are my plans as far as food, as far as exercise, as far as like mental health. How am I going to connect all that together? So let's get started. And I'm going to be very simple about it, very plain. A little disclaimer here, I don't mean to sound mean or sarcastic, or I'm just trying to learn to be more direct and more confident that my choices are my choices and not worry about other people think, because I struggle with that. But anyway, here's my decision. For now, my plan is for 1 month, I am going to write down everything I'm eating, portion size, not calories, portion size, and see how I do on that, because my habits are, when you restrict me, like, for you can't have this food group, you can't have that food group, you can't have this, you can't have that, you can only eat between this time, you can only eat between that time, it makes my food addiction, my emotional eating worse. So I'm going to try to simply keep everything in portion, and I mean everything. If that means if I decide to have some chips during the day, it has to be one serving and one serving per day. My biggest goal is to make sure that I'm eating as real as I can afford, but I am on a very strict budget, and I mean strict. I can't afford to go out and buy all the fresh fruit and all the fresh meat. Just can't do it. And when you go to the pantry for food, let's face it, they give you canned food and beans and rice and pasta. Okay, so that's what we eat a lot of because it helps. But that's the best I'm going to do. I'm not going to go too far in, because I think I have to justify myself. I've always been that way. That's what I'm going to do, and I will share it with you. And I will be honest, if at the end of the month and I decide that this is not working, I am not losing, or I've gained, all right, I need to look at this and really put some thought into it. But I honestly feel the more important thing is, what am I going to do about up here? Because I believe when I help with this, I help with this. So, my thing is to start being more confident in doing things that I really, really love to do. I think a lot of my problem is not, I have been diagnosed, okay, by a doctor years ago with depression, anxiety, panic attacks, okay? I'm a very anxious person. But I don't think a lot of the times my issues with food is that. I have struggled a lot in my life of not having a voice and not standing up for who I am and not being confident in who I am. And I honestly think if I work on that, then my food addiction will become better. I don't know how to explain this. I'm not very good at explaining things. So what I'm going to do with my mental health is, I believe in the law of assumption. People can laugh at me if they want, but very spiritual person. I believe when you put out positive energy and you put out more confidence, it just does something to your soul. And I won't need to turn to food to make myself feel better. So I'm going to be really working on my connection with the universe, the connection with just myself, just having faith in myself and loving myself. And so I'm really going to work on self-care, self-confidence. It's not selfish to put yourself first sometimes, because I have never put myself first, and look where I'm at. So that's really what I'm going to work on with that. I just need to put myself first, and it's not being selfish, as I said. And I feel like I have to say that because grew up in an era where I was taught that, you put others first. But if I'm putting them first, why can't I then? Why can't I be? I don't know how to put that other than. Again, I think I have to justify everything. So let's just put it that way. I'm working on self-care and self-worth and self-confidence and the ability to be honest with people and say, this is how I'm going to do things without being mean, and have that confidence that, this is the way I'm doing it, and that's just that is that. And I hope that didn't come out mean, because I'm really not a mean person. But then exercise, walking. I am going to start by walking. Walking is very difficult for me, you guys. Very, very difficult. But I'm going to be walking from the front of our house. We have a gate. Walking to the gate. And then just keep increasing that. And then eventually I would love to get down the road and just keep walking. I just love to walk, but I can't do it. I can't wait to see that journey, but I have got to commit to at least something every single day because of the amount of movement I'm going to be able to do in the beginning. It won't be that much. So if I do it every day, and then eventually I can work up to, I'm hoping where I can just go out the gate, walk up the road, and come back, and maybe skip a day. But for right now, as little as I can do, it has to be every single day, and I have to do things that are going to work up my muscles, especially, I sit a lot. So that's the plan for that. And I know this is getting really long, so that is my plan. I would love to hear suggestions, but please remember, I have no money to buy no programs. I don't have, and you don't need to have all that stuff anyway. You can do it without all that special equipment, all that special food, all that. I just have to really focus. Sorry, I have flies. I live in the South, near farms. You're going to see flies. But please know that I am taking this very, very seriously, whether you agree with what I'm going to do or not. And as I said, I am willing to come back after a month, and I'll share you the journey along the way. I'm willing to come back after a month and see where we are. And if I don't feel like I've done good enough, or if something's not working, I will fix it. I will tweak it until I find the perfect way of eating. Because if I can't do it for life, I'm not going to do it at all. And I cannot, for this, at this moment in time, right now, I can't commit to saying I'm never going to eat a chip again, or I'm never going to have a piece of candy again, or all I'm going to eat is meat and cheese, or I'm not going to eat any meat or cheese. I'm not coming a vegan and all that kind of stuff. So this is really truly about digging in and finding who I am, finding what works, finding my triggers, finding the triggers in my body, and just go from there. I hope that makes sense, everyone. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye.